So following on from the last lecture, where I used a simple cable to record directly onto my PC laptop, I'm now going to do the same thing with a Mac. Now, if your Mac has a separate mic or line import, which will be clearly marked on the side, then you do the same thing as I did on the Windows PC pretty much. You just connect your cable directly to that line stroke mic input. But my MacBook Pro has got a combined headphone mic port which looks like this on the side, and it's simply got a headphone symbol next to it, but in fact it is a dual input and output port, a bit like the one on an iPad. So what you need to do is just check the manual of your Mac if you have got one port that's labelled with a headphone, to check that it is a dual input output port. Okay, it's a little bit of a hidden secret. So some Macs will have a mic port, some will have a port like this, some won't have any input port at all, so you can't connect an external mic. You need to look just carefully before you try and proceed with this method. Now, if you've got one of those combined ports that I just showed you, then you will need a cable like this. It's an adapter cable, and the plug on the top is what's called a TRRS 3.5mm, and you can see that it's got 3 rings on it, so that it can carry the signal for the headphones and the microphone, and it goes into the side of my MacBook Pro. The other end of the cable splits into the headphone input and the input where you put the mic or the line. This is what my setup is looking like now. I've got the back of my keyboard with my 3.5mm line out, which I connect one end of my audio cable to. If you remember that, that's just 2 3.5mm or 1/8 of an inch mini jacks. So one goes in there. The other end goes to the mic import on that splitter cable. And then finally that triple ring jack goes into my headphone port. So cable in here, plug in here. Now let's repeat that warning that we had before. Turn the volume of your keyboard right down and turn it off while connecting. Then you turn it on and gradually bring the volume up as you test the connection. Right, let's head over to my screen and let's have a look at the recording on a MacBook Pro. So on the MacBook, I go to the launch pad and I choose the audio MIDI setup. I'm opening up the audio devices window, and you'll see that at the moment it's recording from the internal microphone. But when I connect that cable that I showed you in the last slide, you'll see that it switches to external microphone. So now I am ready to record from my keyboard. I've got everything connected up. So very quickly, in GarageBand, I open up an empty project and I choose record using a microphone or line input, create, and I'm ready to just start recording on the first audio track. So just hit the record button and you can see that it's automatically picking up that signal. The other benefit of the Mac is it actually plays back to you what you're recording at the same time, so you can hear it. And there we have our audio file.